Hey guys, it's the King, and welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Today guys, we're going to be going over an undefeated deck that I've been using on one of my small accounts. I'm at 3,400 trophy range, and you know what, this deck, guys, it does have 3 legendary cards that you cannot really replace. You know, the mechanics of the Bandit, the E-Wiz, the Miner, they're just way too different of any card in the game. There's absolutely zero substitution. I also have the Mega Knight in this deck also. Again, there's no substitution for the Mega Knight. You can put the Giant in there. That will work, but the Giant doesn't attack things either, so it won't really work exactly the same. Now you will look and you will see that my not my wizard, my witch is level 6, and you know, my miner is level 3 on this account. It's just something that an account that I haven't really pushed with too much. I do play with this account, but I kind of play around with different decks on this account more than anything. And this is part of a deck that I started on this account with the Giant originally, so that's why the witch is so leveled up. Now you can see here in this first replay, the guy comes in with a balloon and then tries to do an opposite lane push with none other than the Mega Knight's nemesis, the Big P.E.K.K.A. But you know what, the Big P.E.K.K.A. really is no match for the witch, especially being level 6. And you know what guys, this is ladder, so hey, you level your cards as far up as you possibly can. That honestly, on ladder guys, is the name of the game. Now you can see how devastating this deck is, especially with these card levels down here around the 3,400 range. And you know what, even if the witch was, you know, level 5 and the miner was maybe level 2, the deck would still work the same way. The concept of this deck is still the same. Here he comes in with his Inferno Dragon, but that's easily taken care of with the E-Wiz. That is the main thing I think the E-Wiz was made for, was the Inferno Dragon, the Sparky, you know, those kind of things. Also, he's great against bait decks. If you're playing someone with you know, the Skeleton Army, or I mean, even the Goblin Gang, depending on the level of the Goblin Gang. But you can see here, you know, this is going to be, guys, another 3 crown. Now, why he dropped his his bandit there, I don't know. Maybe just a little bit of distraction, trying to distract my witch, but it's not going to matter. There's a 3 crown. And honestly, guys, with this deck, I've actually gotten a lot of 3 crown wins with this deck. Again, guys, you might look at the card levels and say, hey, well, you know, your Mega Knight's level 2, your Miner's level 3, your Witch is level 6, for crying out loud, on this, you know, this far down. But I'm telling you guys, the way this deck works would all still be the same, even if they were a little bit lower level. And you know what, down here around this trophy range, 3,400, 3,500, 3,300, you're going to see some witches that are, you know, a little over leveled. And like I said before, even if the witch was level 5, it would still work the same way, guys, I'm telling you. So here you'll see in this replay, I was playing against a kind of a weird kind of hog deck, but some of this will show you how devastating this deck can be, and he totally missed his fireball there. But here comes the miner along with the Mega Knight, and then you've got the Musketeer to back all of that up. Now his bandit did a pretty good job of taking the Musketeer out, but that tower is done and and over with just that quick, right here at the beginning of the game. Here he comes in with a hog, but I do have the E-Wiz there to slow down and take care of the hog. You know, the fireball, very situational. I will only use the fireball in this deck at the end of a match when I'm trying to finish off a tower, or if I don't get my witch down or my E-Wiz down in time for, like, say, a minion horde or something like that, or if there's a big push coming in that I need the fireball, then I'll use the fireball. I really try to wait on the fireball use as much as I possibly can, unless they have an elixir collector or you know, maybe a building, a goblin hut, something like that. Then I'll use the fireball on those type of things, and the fireball on, you know, Three Musketeers. That's really what you want to save it for. And you know, the fireball along with the arrows can totally take that out. But one thing you have for Three Musketeers in this deck, guys, is what? It's the Mega Knight. He is the perfect card in this deck to deal with Three Musketeers, and there is another 3 crown victory with this deck, guys. Guys, you know, we're right here on the verge of having another update with you know, the Clan Wars is coming. Let me know, guys, what you think about the Clan Wars. You know, are you going to do you like the change? I personally like it. I think that the crown chest was getting a little stale. You know, it was getting a little old, and people were, yeah, just a little tired of it. But you know, change is good, and Clash Royale needs something very, very badly to get the interest, I guess, again, as far as the common guy. You know, the pro scene in Clash Royale right now is very, very, very vibrant, and there's a lot going on with that. Alright, so here you go, guys. I've got the Mega Knight down, my witch is down, and you would think here that the the Executioner could have taken all that out, but he's just not enough. So, and look what he was doing here, guys. He had, we'll say, okay, there's his there's his clone, but you know, he had a kind of a good thing there, but I think what he was trying to do is save his clone maybe for his minion horde, but I was able to take the minion horde out, and all he did was clone his E-Wiz, which really didn't do a whole lot. Guys, do not clone a single troop. Make sure that you have an actual push going where you can clone the whole thing. Anyway, guys, so I'm going to use my E-Wiz here, you can see, to take care of that, and I'll go ahead and take this tower while I'm at it, and the E-Wiz is going to help slow this golem down. Go ahead and throw the witch in the back for the golem. I'm glad I'm showing you guys this replay, because I know a lot of you guys face golem decks, no matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you're, you know, around the 2,800 trophy range, or if you're at 5,000 trophies, you're going to see golem at some point. so these are always kind of cool to see, you know, different ways of dealing with some of these golem decks. This deck here, you know, now that I know that he has clone, I can totally see where he would really want to use the clone on the golem. He would want to get the golem to my tower and then clone it, so he can get all the death damage from the golem. And that's another thing. A lot of people talk about, you know, some of these cards that need a nerf, or some of these cards that need a buff. Me personally, guys, I still think, and this is just me, I don't hear this from a lot of people, but I really do believe that the golem is one of those cards, guys, that is still a little OP. I do understand that it is, for beatdown, it is a totally different genre of deck, as far as, you know, what golem is, but I really do believe that it's still a little overpowered. I think that they need to maybe take away a little bit of the death damage. They need to do something with the card, because, you know, sometimes, you know, if it's a strong enough golem, let's just go at tournament standards. You know, golem is still very strong. Yes, there are definite decks that can take care of it. Definite cards that can deal with it. As you can see, I dealt with it. So most people would say, well, you know, you stopped that push, you know, so how can you say that golem needs a nerf? Well, I can say that because I've been on the opposite end of that, where golem has totally destroyed me and it had nothing to do with the way I played anything. It was just that the card was just way too strong, especially at tournament standards, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, guys, enough of that. Here is a deck that has 3 Musketeers, so you'll get to see maybe 1 or 2 different ways that I deal with the 3 Musketeers here. Obviously, the obvious way is you can lay the Mega Knight down on top of the 3 Musketeers. They did... okay, so here he drops the 3 Musketeers. And guys, if you're going to play 3 Musketeers, what this guy did here, no offense to him, but that's just a huge mistake. You do not drop all 3 Musketeers in one spot, not knowing what the person has, okay? You know, he does have the heal, he took my tower, and that's great for him, but he's wasted a lot of elixir on that push, and now he's trying to catch up. I'm ahead of him now. Now I have my Mega Knight down, and he's not going to be able to totally take care of everything here, so we're going to, for the most part, just trade towers. And now, because I know that he has the 3 Musketeers, now I can wait in my cycle, I can hold my Fireball, I can wait, you know, to get that Mega Knight back in my cycle and hold the Mega Knight. Because the one good thing about this deck, guys, is you don't have to have the Mega Knight to win a match. You know, you've got the Miner is a great chip card to sit there and chip away, chip away, chip away. And I can do that, and I do actually do that a lot. And one thing that you want to do with this deck, guys, is you want to try to get your Mega Knight, your Witch, and then throw in the Miner on top of that. That's really the push that you want to get. If you can get that push down, guys, with this deck is absolutely devastating and can 3-crown a lot of people. Now you can see here how far down I am. It looks like I'm getting ready to lose this one, but here he comes. He throws the he throws the 3 Musketeers in the opposite lane, which was a big mistake. He should have thrown them in the lane with my Mega Knight. Now he's going to try to take my right tower, but there it is. There's the Mega Knight, the Miner, and not the Witch, but the Musketeer takes his tower for yet another 3-crown victory. Guys, if you want to try this deck, please copy it, use it, let me know how you guys do with it. It's actually not really by mistake, but it was just something that I was kind of messing around with and figured that, you know, it's one of those decks that you get kind of a quest that says play, you know, play expensive or play, you know, one of those type of things, and that's what I did, and here you go, here it is. So obviously Mega Knight again is really good for your E-barbs, and look how the bandit easily takes care of the princess. Now I'm getting some damage on the tower there with the Mega Knight. It's just a great deck, guys. I just really like this deck. Again, is it gonna stay undefeated? Probably not, but I think that I think it could. I think it could very well stay undefeated for a very long time. I'm sure that there is a deck that the game will probably throw at me that will be the quote-unquote counter deck to this, but we'll have to wait and see. So I've got his left tower, or excuse me, his right tower to me, down pretty darn far here, and it's gonna go down right now. So here it goes. He throws the Goblin Gang down. That's a huge mistake. Don't ever do that, guys. If you have a Mega Knight down that you're trying to defend against, do not throw your Goblin Gang down. It's a waste. Unless you're trying to distract, I get that point, but it's just a waste of elixir in my opinion. I mean, honestly, the Crown Tower would have eventually taken the Mega Knight out, and maybe his a goblin gang could have forced me to do something in the opposite lane over there. But here he just kind of gave up and he said forget it. You could see he had full elixir and he was just bleeding elixir. He was done and he pretty much gave up. So anyway, guys, another 3 crown win with this deck. Guys, again, I cannot stress this. This deck is just a beast of a deck. You've got the Miner, the Mega Knight, arrows. You don't need Zap, guys. Don't put Zap in this deck. You have the E-Wiz. That's what he's for. He's your utility for Zap, okay? So use the arrows because, honestly, Zap doesn't work against Goblin Barrel if the Goblin Barrel is a high enough, level. Your Zap isn't going to do anything to it, just like in tournament standards, okay? I don't know. It's just a great deck, guys. I really hope that you try the deck. Again, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. Guys, like I said in my last video, I know my last video was a long time ago, but I am going to start doing some tournaments. I am going to start doing some giveaways. I promise you guys that. I never go back on my word. I always keep my word. And I am going to start doing that. So stay tuned for future videos to get all the info that you need to get into these tournaments and to get into some of the giveaways. Guys, as always, the most important thing is be well.